Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani ben chorin. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arumim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zokef kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rokah haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asali kol tzarki. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamechim etzadei gaver. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ozer Yisrael b'gvura. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam oter Yisrael b'tifara. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanotein layayef koach. Baruch atah Adonai. Utneinu hayom v'choyom l'chenu l'cheser u'rachamim beinecha v'beinecha u'roveinu v'tikmalenu chasadim tovim baruch atah Adonai gomel chasadim tovim le'amo Yisrael. Good morning. Barry, are we celebrating a siyum this morning? All right, very good. Page 7. Yehi ratzon milfanecha Adonai Elohim. Ribon kol ha'olamim. Ashereinu matov chalkenu manaim goraleinu mayafa yerushatenu ashereinu she'anachnu mashkim u'marivim erev v'avoker v'omim pamayim b'chol yom Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Atahu Adonai Kadesh et shimcha al makdishei shemecha V'kadesh shimcha b'olamecha u'v'shotcha tarim v'tagbia karnenu Baruch atah Adonai v'kadesh shimcha barabim Atahu Adonai Eloheinu b'shamayim u'va'aretz Ki eten etchem l'shem v'litila b'chol amei ha'aretz v'shvu shudechem l'nechem amar Adonai. And that's there we go. It's on page 12. David is the it's from Sifra. That's from Sifra. The 13 hermeneutical principles of Rabbi Yishmael. Everybody loves that word. It's a $30 word, hermeneutical. Page 16, we rise. Page 16 for Psukei Dezimaraz. We begin with Baruch She'amar. Baruch She'amar v'haya ha'olam Baruch hu Baruch osei v'reshit Baruch omer ve'osei Baruch gozer u'mkayem Baruch merachem al ha'aretz Baruch merachem al habriot, Baruch meshalem sachar tov lireav, Baruch chai la'ad, v'kayam la'netzach, Baruch podeh u'matzil, Baruch shemo. Baruch Adonai. Yachid chei ha'olamim, melech meshubach v'farei ad shemo hagadol, Baruch atah Adonai, melech mehulal v'tishbachot. We are seated on page 21. We continue with Ashrei. Page 21. Ashrei yoshevei veitecha od yahalu chasel. תהילת אדוני ידבר פיו, יברך כל בשר שם קודשו לעולם ועד, ואנחנו נברך יח מעתה ועד עולם, הללויה. הללויה, הללי נפשי את אדוני. אדוני שומר את גרים, יתום ואמנה יודד, ודרך רשעים יעבד, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון לדור ודור, hallelujah. Page 23, we'll read responsively Psalm 147. Let's see. Edie, would you lead us? Adonai rebuilds Jerusalem, gathers Israel's dispersed, heals the brokenhearted, binds up their wounds, and numbers the stars, giving each one a name.
Great is our ruler, vast God's power, beyond measure is God's wisdom. Adonai heartens the humble, but casts evildoers to the ground.
Lift your voice in thanks to Adonai, sound the harp in praise of our God.
God covers the sky with clouds, provides rain for the earth, and makes grass grow upon the hills.
God gives the beasts their food and the ravens that for which they call, caring not for the power of horses, nor delighting in vaunted human strength.
Adonai delights in those who revere him and those who yearn for God's love.
Jerusalem, praise Adonai. Zion, sing to your God, who has fortified your gates and blessed your children within, bringing peace to your borders, satisfying you with choice wheat.
God gives his command to the earth. Swiftly God's word issues forth, sending down snow white as wool and scattering frost thick as ashes.
God pelts the earth with a storm of ice. Who can withstand God's wintry blasts? At God's command, the ice melts. The wind is stirred and the waters flow.
God makes his word known to Jacob, his statutes and decrees to the people Israel. This God has not done for other nations, nor has God taught them his laws.
Hallelujah. Page 24. Hallelujah, hallelujah, Adonai min hashamayim, hallelujah, ba'meromim, Vayarem keren le'amot, hila l'chol chasidav, livnei Yisrael krovo, hallelujah. Hallelujah, shiru l'Adonai shir chadash, tilato b'kal chasidim. לאסור מחייהם בזיקים, ונכבריהם בחבלי ברזל, לעשות בהם משפט כתוב, הדר לכל חסידיו, הללויה. הללויה, הללו אל בקודשו, הללו ברקיע עוזו. הללו, הללו, וצלצלי שמה. הללו, הללו, בצלצלי תרועה, כל הנשמה תהללויה, הללויה, הללויה, כל הנשמה תהללויה, הללויה, הללויה, ברוך אדוני אלוהים ברוך אדוני אלוהים אלוהי ישראל, עושה נפלאות לבדו, ברוך שם כבודו לעולם, וימלך בכל הארץ. Amen ve'amen. We'll turn to page 29. Page 29 as we continue with Yishtabach. Yishtabach Shimcha la'ad malkeinu ha'il ha'melech ha'gadol. Brachot ve'hodaot me'ata ve'ad olam. Baruch ata Adonai, el melech gadol batishbachot, el hahodaot adon haniflaot, habocher b'shirei zimra, melech elchei ha'olamim. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועלמד יברא קירותך, וימליך מלכותך, בחייכון ובימיכון ובחי לכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב. ואמרו אמן, יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי לקודשה, בריחו, לעילה מכל בחתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה, ואמרו אמן. ברכו את אדוני המבורך. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed. We're seated on page 30 in the middle. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Yotzer Oru Barecha Shechosei Shalom U'Reit HaKol Hamiyul Anat. Titbarach Adonai Eloheinu al shavach ma'aseh yadecha ve'amei asher asita yefaru chasela. Titbarach tzurenu malkeinu v'goaleinu borei kedoshim yishtabach. Kulam ahuvim, kulam berurim, kulam giborim, vechulam osim beimav yiratzon konam, vechulam potchim et pihem, bikdusha uvtahara, beshira uvzimra, uvarchim v'shabchim ufarim, umaritzim umakdishim umamlichim, et shem ha'il hamelech hagadol hagibor vehanora kadosh hu, vechulam makablim alehem o malchut shamayim ze mize, venotanim reshut ze la ze, lakdish liotzram benachat ruach, בשפה ברורה ובנימה קדושה, כולם כחרונים ואומרים ביראה, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוא כל הארץ כבודו, והאופנים וחיות הקודש ברעש גדול, ומתנשאים לעומת צרפים, לעומת המשבחים, ואומרים ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו, לעיל ברוך נעימות ייתנו למלך. אור חדש על ציון תאיר, ונזכה כולנו מהרה לאורו, ברוך אתה אדוני יוצר המאורות. אהבה רבה אהבתנו אדוני אלוהינו. והאיר עינינו בתורתך, ורבק ליבנו במצוותיך, ויחד בנו. והביאנו לשלום מארבע כנפות הארץ, ותוליכנו כל מיעוט לארצנו, כי אל פועל ישועות אתה ובנו בחרת מכל עם ולשון, וקרבתנו לשמך הגדול, סלע באמת להודות לך יחדך באהבה. ברוך אתה אדוני, הבוחר בעמו ישראל באהבה. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, והיה. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר Adonai Elohechem emet v'yatzivechem. לדור ודור הוא קיים ושמו קיים וחיסו נכון ומלכותו ומרצו לעד קיימת ורב חיים וקיימים נאמנים לכם. Odeinu matzilenu me'olam shemecha en Elohim zulatecha ezrat avotenu atahu me'olam. Again. Mimitzrayim notanu Adonai Eloheinu. Tehilot le'el elyon baruch hu umvorach Moshe ubnei Yisrael echanu shira b'simcha rabba ve'amaru chulam mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh nora tehilot osef ele shira chadasha shibchu geulim l'shimcha al sfat hayam יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד צור ישראל קומה בעזרת ישראל ופדחנו ממך יהודה וישראל גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו קדוש ישראל ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. We will begin together for the first three brachot, starting on page 36b, for our Shacharit Amidah, page 36b. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avoteinu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim ve'Konei HaKol ve'Zocher Chasdei Avot u'Mevi Goel Livnei V'neihem L'ma'an Shemo ve'Ahava Melech Hozer u'Foked u'Moshia u'Magen Baruch Ata Adonai Magen Avraham u'Foked Sarah Ata Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayei Meitim Ata Rav Lehoshia Mashiv Haruach u'Morid HaGashem Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed Mechayei Meitim Berachamim Rabim Sohomech Nofelim Berofei Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Baal Gevurot Umidom Elach Melech Memit Umechayei Matzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman Ata Lachayot Meitim Baruch Ata Adonai Mechayei HaMeitim נקדש את שמך בעולם כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום כך כתוב על יד נביאך וקרא זה אל זה ואמר קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות מלוא כל הארץ כבודו לעומתם ברוך יאמרו ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו ובדברי קודשך כתוב לאמור ימלוך אדוני לעולם אלוהיך ציון לדור ודור הללויה לדור ודור נגיד גודלך ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד כי אל מלך גדול וקדוש אתה ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש אתה חונן אדם דעת We'll conclude the section of the Amida and move to Torah service on page 64 with Chatzi Kaddish. Please rise. Yikadav Yikadash Shmei Rabbah Be'alma Divrach Hirotei Ve'amlich Malchutei B'chai Chonim V'yom Mechonim Chayrecho Beit Yisrael B'agalai V'zman Kariv V'imru Amen Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam V'omei Amaya Yibarach V'yishtabach V'yipar V'yitramah V'yitnasei V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yithalal Shmei T'kudshah B'richu La'ila Micho B'chata V'shirata Tush B'chata V'nechamata Da'amiran Be'alma V'imru Amen Eil Erech Apayim V'rav Chesed Ve'emet Ah Taster Panecha Mimenu Chusa Adonai al Yisrael Amecha Vazilenu Mikol Ra Hachatanu Lecha Adon Salachna V'karov Rachamecha Il. Oh, well, we would have deleted that because we didn't read Tachanan today. Okay. Well, in any case, we read Torah today. So we are on page 65. Torah service. We remain standing, and we have our Torah reader. I'm happy to lead the service, so we're okay. I'm happy to lead the Torah service itself, either way. Okay. All right, very good. Vayhi b'nso Haaron vayomer Moshe Kuma Adonai v'yafutzu oyevecha v'yanusu misanecha mipanecha ki mitzion teitzei Torah Ki mitzion teitzei Torah udvar Adonai mirushalayim Baruch shenatan Torah Torah Baruch shenatan Torah Torah le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato. Gadol Adonai tin romama shemo yachdav lecha Adonai hagdula v'hagivura v'hatiferet v'hanetzav v'chokol icho v'shamayim v'haaretz Adonai ha'amlecha ha'midaseh Ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. So we are reading the 266. Thank you. Page 266. We're in Lech Lecha this week. Okay. Ooh, my list. We have a list sitting right here. Did it get tidied away? Sometimes things disappear.
Is it on your?
It was residing right over here. Maybe I.
Right.
Aha.
This one?
That's the one. Thank you.
What's the name list?
It's got the names. It's a list of names. You know when they said they were taking names?
Yeah.
That's where they go. V'tigale v'tera'e malchuto aleinu bizman karov yachon pleitatenu v'pleitat amo beit Yisrael l'cheinu l'chesed u'rachamim u'ratzon v'nomar amen. Ha'kol havagod aleinu utnu chavod la'torah. Ein kan kohen Ya'amod Avigdor Meyer ben Eliyahu Miriam Bimkom Kohen. Baruch Shenatan LaTorah Le'Moshe B'Kedushato.
Ten bar b'kim b'kim b'kim.
Atem B'Kim B'Kim Cham Kum Cham Hayom.
Lech. 266.
Baruch Hu Adonai Baruch.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Adonai El Avraham lech lecha. V'artecha mercha mibeit avicha. El Arz Asher Ereka V'esecha L'Goy Gadol V'recha V'gala Shenecha V'Evracha V'recha V'kalcha or V'Nirvcha Kol B'Chora Adama.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tocheinu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten HaTorah.
Amen.
I know everybody's first name, right? They take some notes to make sure what anyone's last name is.
We sort of printed as their first name list.
Huh? That's a good
My
idea.
phone- my phone number
No,
does
that's
that.
a very good idea, actually.
Yeah, it's my contact list is done that way, by first
Yeah.
names only.
Yeah.
Because it was like,
That's good.
Very good. I'm trying to remember who. I'm looking for E. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go.
Ta'amod itabat tzadi gudvara shniya.
Our second aliyah is still on page 266.
166. You'll hit a lot, I hope. Bechavram. Bechavram.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. V'lech Abraham. Kasher diber love Adonai v'lech otoholot v'Avraham ben chameshanim v'im shana v'to mecharon v'kach Avraham et Sarai ishtoho v'elo ben achi v'kol chusham asher achashu v'nefesh asher ito b'charon v'yetzuhu v'lech atzor Canaan v'yavo atzor Canaan v'yavo Avram ba'aretz ad mekom sheken alonei morem v'kani az ba'aretz Adonai El Avraham v'yomer lizar rachal etein aretz hazot v'yivin sham ezbech Adonai anera elav v'dak b'shem ahar mekedel ve'el v'yeda holo v'del miyav v'ay mekedem v'yivin sham ezbech Adonai v'ekra b'shem Adonai v'yisab Avram b'alofanes ohanegba.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tocheinu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten HaTorah.
Ya'amod Yaakov Benyamin ben Pavel v'Getel Shalishi.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaBarach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayira ha'ba'aretz, vayira Avram Mitzrayim el gur sham kibera ba'aretz, vayi kasher kilavo Mitzrayim avimer el Sarai ishto, hinena yadapi isha yifat mareh ahat, vaya kirot ha'mitzrayim v'imru ishto zot pargu oti v'tavi chayuhu, imri nachoti at lemanitav li ba'avurech v'tayid avshi b'higlalech.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tocheinu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten HaTorah.
Amen. Yashar Koach. And now you have to tell us everything you've learned.
What, here in the Aliyah?
Standing on one foot.
So what year, we're going to be celebrating a siyum of
The Trakate Beitzah.
Beitzah, right?
And I have the materials
Right.
back there.
Very good. All right.
So, and no, you're not going to learn everything that I learned. I didn't learn, you might know everything that I remember that I learned.
I saw a social media post. Someone posted that they had egg cartons in Israel, where people had actually printed Hadran Alach Beitzah on the eggs. Not the whole text of the Hadran Alach, but
On the egg.
on the eggs. Yeah, had actually printed out text. Like sometimes people print out the date. When the eggs go bad. This was a little.
Yeah.
Kind of a joke, but also kind of not a joke, I guess, also celebrating the fact that that's where we are in the Daf Yomi cycle. So, very good. We will take a moment with the Torah still in our midst to think of those who are in need of blessings for healing. Among those on my congregational list are Alan Apfelbaum, Akiva ben Moshe V'Sarah Rachel, Ann Ehrenstein, Chana Shira Bat Yisrael V'Fega, Michael Basson, Rick Baum, David Bernstein, David ben Miriam, Heath Bookbinder, Moshe Shmuel ben Yehoshua V'Chana, Alicia Cohen, Esther Leah Bat Rayla Shandel V'Lazer, Marty Cohen, Moshe Yosef ben David Halevi, Kevin Cole, Barb Collins, Greg Doring, Pam Gardner, Howard Gelbart, Sheila Ginsberg, Rabbi Sim Glazer, Lori Gupp, Rina Chazoni, Rabbi Shai Held, Bill Hoffman, Alfred Horvitz, Jim Hoskins, June Howard, Kelly Innes, Trey Jones, Jane Carlsberg, Yosefa Bat Yaakov Wolf, Michael Katz, Rabbi Barry Kogan, Vanessa Lear, Bobby Levin, Nada Lipson, Marvin Mandelbaum, Moshe Yisrael Ben Hayamina, Jane Meltzer, Richard Meltzer, Michelle Mintz Menke, Ellen Miller, AJ Mogenberg, Anna Morlock, Amit Netanel, Amit Ben Miriam, Pauline Evans, Pesa Bat Yisrael Ve'etka, Sarah Singer Nuri, Lee Patrick, Robert Perry, Sandy Richards, Shana Bat Yeshayahu Basara, Rabbi Andrew Sachs, Nikki Sander, Judy Schechter, Bobby Schnitzer, Ellen Shumros, Philip Shane, Jerry Schockler, Hannah Gittel Bat Beryl Vayenta, Ward Smith, Barbie Tomeno, Racha Bat Hadas, Alan Turner, Paul Wapner, Kathleen Ware, Ruth Winger, Bruce Wazatsky, Judy Workman, Yehudit Bat Moshe, Pearl Zucker, Tzipor Bat Malka, Gabriela Chana Bat Devar Shoshana, Michael David Ben Tamar, and additional names.
Sure. Stevie Ann Shapiro and Milton and Connie Wiesner.
Joseph Polanecki.
Okay. Any additional names?
No, I don't think I mentioned that name.
משברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב ואמתנו שרה רבקה רחל ולאה הוא יברך ובפה כל החולים האלה. הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא רחמים עליהם להחזיקם ולרפאותם וישלח להם מהרה רפואה שלמה מן השמיים ורפואת הנפש ורפואת הגוף בתוך שאר החולים לחזק את ידי העוסקים בצורכיהם. השתה בעגלה ובזמן קריב ונאמר.
Amen.
We rise for Chatzi Kaddish.
יקדע ויקדש ורבה, ויאמר יברח ידך וחוטא בחייכון ובכל מחנה כל בית ישראל, בגלב זכרי ואמרו אמן. איש ורבה ברח, לעולם ולעמיה, יפרח וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם וינשא ויתתר ויתעלה ויתעלס וקודשה ברכו. לעילא מכל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דע מרים ועלמה ואמרו אמן.
Do you want to try it, Bob?
Want to try? I hope we.
I can do it. It's
Hope he did
lopsided.
more than try.
It is unevenly
It's a
distributed.
left-handed
Yes.
Torah.
Are you? You're not a lefty, are you?
No.
All right.
He's a lefty now.
No.
Oh, do this then. Do this one.
Oh gosh. No. Who's going to rap? Who's going to rap? Oh, who's time? It's Judy. Can you tie? וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על יד אדוני ביד משה. What are you going to do? I thought we were going to do after this. Okay, so I'm asking you. Torah, 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 ציווה לנו משה Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Morasha kehilat Yaakov, Morasha kehilat Yaakov, Morasha kehilat Yaakov. Torah, Tziva lanu Moshe. Yishar Kol Chachem. Thank you both very much. We will move to page 75 as we return the Torah to the, or 76, as we return the Torah to the Ark. 76, page 76. Yahalo et Shem Adonai ki nizkar shemo levado, hodo ha'eretz v'shamayim, vayarem keren le'amo, tehila lecho chasidav, Livnei Yisrael am kerovo. Hallelujah, hallelujah. LeDavid mizmor. L'Adonai haaretz u'melo'a. Tevei Yisara Chavei Adonai Utzvakam Elohei Shor Zedu Sham Evakshe Benecha Yaakov Sela Tu Shari Rashechem V'inasu B'chei Olam V'yavo Melech HaKavod Mize Melech HaKavod Adonai Yisur V'gibor Adonai Gibor V'chama Tu Shari Rashechem Usu B'chei Olam V'yavo Melech HaKavod Melech HaKavod Adonai Tzevaot U'melech HaKavod Zela U'b'necho Yomar Et Chaim Hi L'Machazikim Ba V'tocheha Merushar Deracheha Darchenom B'chol Netivoteha Shalom Ashivenu Adonai Elecha V'nashuva Chadesh Yameinu Kekedem. Ashrei, page 78. Let's see. Rabbi Barnard, would you lead us? Thank you. Ashrei ha'am shekachalo, Ashrei ha'am she'Adonai Elohav. B'chol yom avarecheka, v'halala shimcha le'olam va'ed. Dor ledor yeshabach ma'asecha, u'gvurotecha yagidu. Ve'ezu znonotecha yomeru, u'gdulatecha asaprena. Chanun v'rachum Adonai, erech hapayim ugdal chased. Yoducha Adonai kol ma'asecha, v'chasidecha yivarachucha. Lehodi elivnei ha'adam gevurotav, v'chvod adar malchuto. Samech Adonai lechol hanofelim v'zokef lechol hakafufim. Poteach et yadecha u'masbir lechol chai ratzon. Karov Adonai lechol kora'av lechol asher yikra'uhu ve'emet. Shomer Adonai et kol ohava v'kol harasha'im yashmin. ואנחנו נברך יח מעתה ועד עולם. Hallelujah. Psalm 20, page 79. Steve, you want it? Adonai has said, this is my covenant with them. My spirit shall remain with you and with your descendants. My words shall be upon your lips and upon the lips of your children and your children's children now and forever. Adonai Yimlach Le'olam Ba'ed. Adonai Elohim. Ki ata Adonai v'tavasalach v'chesed l'chol kar'echa tzid katcha tzedek le'olam v'toratcha emet titenem aliyah. Adonai Hoshia Melchi Anani v'yom kor'inu. Page 81, second paragraph. Praised is our God who created us for his glory, setting us apart from those who go astray, giving us the Torah, which is truth, and planting within us life eternal. May God open our hearts to his Torah, inspiring us to love, revere, and wholeheartedly to serve God. Thus shall we not labor in vain, nor shall our children suffer confusion. Yehi ratzon milfanach. Baruch HaGever Shevtav. V'yivtechu v'chayodei shemecha ki lo azavta doshecha Adonai Adonai chafetz l'man tzidko yagdil Torah v'yadir. We rise on page 82. Yikadal v'yikadash me'rabah v'alma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayeichonu v'yameichonu v'chayeichol be'Yisrael b'agalav v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabah mevarach la'alam alomei almaya Yibarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitroma v'yinasei v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudisha b'richu la'ila min kol b'chata v'shirata tishb'chata v'nechamata da'amiran ba'alma v'imru amen. Tikabal slotana v'adon d'chodesh al kodama v'hon d'vishmaya v'imru amen. Yehei shalom araba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav Uyaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Page 83. Aleinu l'shabeach ha'adon ha'kol latet gedula liotzer b'reishit shelo asanu kegoyei ha'aratzot v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama shelo sam chelkeinu kahem v'goraleinu kechol hamonam va'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. כן נקבל אחרי. ככתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. We turn now to our Mortis Kaddish Kaddish tome, which is on page 84. Today, the 14th of October, the 8th of Cheshvan, we are remembering in our congregation the yahrzeits of Sylvia Kabikoff, Evelyn Brand, and David Singerman. In addition, tomorrow, we'll also observe those of Joseph Lurie and Norm Minkin. We also remember at this time a number of individuals whom we've lost in the last year, among them Helene Katz, Evelyn Seltzer, Pat Keeler, Marge Ryder, Amy Perlman, Norm Epstein, Paul Bassa, Steve Blyer, Bernie Kiwi, Ron Kabikoff, Dan Geyer, Charles Albright, Bernie Slavitt, Elaine Beagleson, Frank Grossman, and George Fisher. If there's anyone else you're remembering this morning whom I didn't name, please. We will now turn to Kaddish Tov, Mourner's Kaddish here on page 84. If you're joining us here in person or by stream, I'll invite you to recite with me at this time. Yitgadal, Yitkadash, Shmei Rabbah. Ba'alama divra kirutei, v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kari v'imru Amen. Yahei Shmei Rabbah mevarach la'alam u'lalamei alamaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal Shmei Nekudsha Brichu La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechamata da'amiran ba'alama v'imru Amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Asay shalom b'imru mav hu ya'asay shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. The psalm for Thursday is on page 89. Sarah, by process of elimination, would you please accept an honor and lead for us, page 89? Oh, page, let's see, page 89. Sound the shofar on the new moon and again on the full moon for our festival days. It is the law for the people of Israel, a statute of the God of Jacob. God ordained it for Joseph's descendants when he rose against the land of Egypt.
I have heard the speech that I had previously ignored. I removed the burden from their shoulder. Their hands were freed from the load.
When you called out in distress, I rescued you. Unseen, I answered you in thunder. I tested your faith at an oasis in the wilderness.
Hear this morning, my people, Israel, if you would only listen.
There shall be no strange God in your midst. You shall not worship an alien God. I am Adonai, your God, who brought you up out of Egypt. Open your mouth wide, and I will fill it.
But my people did not listen. Israel would have none of me. So I let them persist in their stubbornness. I let them follow their own inclinations.
If only my people would listen to me, if only Israel would walk in my ways, how quickly I would subdue their foes and strike out at their oppressors.
Enemies of Adonai shall be humbled. Their downfall shall be unlimited.
But you I will feed with the richest of wheat. With honey from a rock I will satisfy you. And we conclude with another recitation of Mourner's Kaddish, Kaddish Yatom, and then we'll be following our service this morning. We'll also be doing a brief study with Barry for our Siyum. Those who can stay for that, please do, and those who cannot, I understand. Kaddish Yatom, page 84. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah. Ba'alama divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yahei Shmei Rabbah mevarach la'alam u'lalamei alamaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal Shmei Nekudsha Brichu לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו amen. Boker Tov. Barry, whenever you are ready.
I'm ready. I just want to stop getting ready for setting and all that.
I understand. The thing we don't tell people about Worldwide Wrap is they can also learn good tourniqueting skills. So. I will be in just a moment.
One of the interesting things that I've observed in this journey through Daf Yomi is, as I get to new tractates, I seem to recall learning the same things before. And actually, in a conversation with Rabbi Farah yesterday, I asked him, did we study this before? Because I could have sworn that I'd studied certain things already. And the more I learn is that what goes around comes around, and sometimes the same exact text appears in multiple places, and that is true, as the rabbi says. In doing this today, finished reading Beit Sah earlier this week, also thinking of, if I can get this work again, Devorah Bat Melech. That is, or was, I should say, she passed away. The Levi is tomorrow, Cheryl Gross's mother. So many people here know Cheryl. She used to work for the synagogue, actually. And her mother just passed away down in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm also thinking of the people that got me into studying Talmud to begin with, which begins really with you, Rabbi Barnard, and then Rabbi Farrow, and also Rabbi Price, who I still study various kinds of things with in this way. Maseket Beit Sah, and what I handed out was 2 sheets. One is the introduction from the Steinsaltz Institute, and the other one is the selection part of the selection I'm going to focus on, which might be a little bit harder to read, but I'm not going to read all of it. And the first thing it says, Tractate Yom Tov, better known as Beit Sah, which is interesting in that the tractate is not about eggs, it's about the festivals. And it logically follows